So your 51st is better than your 50th.
Oh, yeah, I thought about that. I've been reminded about that. And you think about it. I think it's a great lesson. Share it with the players. You hope to share it with a lot of other people too. It's just when you get to your, I mean, that was pretty much almost as low as I've been. Probably the two low points for me here in New Mexico State, in Buffalo, and then that week of St. John's, Seton Hall. I mean, that was complete, rock bottom type of stuff. But a year later, you learn a lot of, you find out a lot about yourself in adversity, and then, I think there's so much there, like so much.
So have you, obviously you had a little stretch last January, that you stumbled, but you haven't done that yet. I'm going to say yet. You may not ever happen.
Trying to jinx us there, bud?
No, but I'm just saying how you kind of avoided it this time.
Yeah. Well, I just think the confidence from last year certainly has helped. Just all the things that we kind of have in place. To do it, what we've done without Donovan, I'm incredibly impressed by the organization here. I don't. To lose again, you don't want to continue to, kind of talk about it, but
right.
To lose everything that we lost from last year's team, and then to only go in the portal for one guy, and then to basically do this with a lot of freshmen running around and just a one portal guy. I mean, it's been very impressive, and pretty and surprising on some level. This has been what these guys have done has been really special.
So there's no stress thinking about tomorrow's game to ruin your birthday?
Well, this one's over. I have no birthday pressure now. So like everything that happens from here on out just is the season happening. So I was able to. You never get a great birthday if you're a coach or a player and you're basketball and it's a winter birthday. You never have a great birthday. You'll have some good birthdays, and then you'll have some of the worst ones you could imagine. Even if you win, because then you get the next game on top of you, which is Creighton. So like that's in the back of your mind. So I've been really sharing this birthday with Shireman and Coltbrenner and Alexander and Coach Mack and. Because I've watched so much of them the last 2 days, I feel like I'm sharing my birthday with the Blue Jays.
Speaking of Donovan.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Medical. So
yeah,
we are. This is the best he's been in terms of just the physical. Probably since we even started practice, just the lightest he's been, and I think tomorrow's a big day because he's practiced back-to-back days. He's gone. And got live reps back-to-back days here. So, we'll huddle up with the medical team tomorrow and just see how he's feeling after doing back-to-back days. If not tomorrow, I mean, I would think that, worst case scenario, unless there's a major setback, he's in for the weekend. And there's certainly no feeling, because of the way we performed here and where we're at right now, that there certainly doesn't feel like pressure to have him back just for this one game. And obviously it looks like a really bad matchup for us with Kalkbrenner because of what's happened around the rim lately. So, we got to do what's in the best interest of his health long term and for where we want to be in March.
How do you kind of attack Kalkbrenner, assuming Donovan either doesn't play or maybe doesn't play a lot? How do you guard it? Is there a different way you approach him tomorrow?
Yeah, it was obviously with Adama last year. Adama he wasn't a good low post defender. He was a brick wall, and he was able to do a pretty good job on Ryan, keeping him off his left shoulder and limiting him to. To just obviously a major problem in the ball screen game and on the backboard. But we're vulnerable everywhere. The way it's looked on film for us, in terms of being able to stop him the way we're currently constituted. We're scrambling and looking at some different ways to try to guard centers and some different things to do when the ball goes up on the backboard. But some of it is not all of it's been Sampson. And it's been extremely physical when shots go up on the rim.
It's you can't really double him, can you? Because you have Alexander and Sharman to worry about.
Yeah, I mean they have three. I mean they're a Final Four contender. They have as much, I hope, to win the big things as anybody. When you bring three guys back like that might have all been drafted last year. I mean to bring three guys back that are have a ton of experience and that. I mean, Sharman's one of the best. I mean, they've got three of the best players in the country at their position: center, combo guard, and on the wing. And Sharman, in particular, is one of the best players in the country. And they're three rotation NBA players, maybe right now. So not many teams brought that back. We had that, and they all left. So to the NBA. So it's a tough matchup.
What do you see from Ashworth? Because I know they felt he would kind of come in and replace the kid who left for. But it seems like
Nemhard.
maybe he has. Yeah, Nemhard.
Yeah, he made some big shots against St. John's, and I think those three guys have the ball a lot, and I think he's a really good decision maker. He's really good in the mid range. He made 3 big threes in the first half when. A lot of guys in the first half of that St. John's game were not making shots on some pretty good looks. So, it's he's a veteran guy, and I think him and Miller are going to continue to play better for them.
What did practice look like? The rebounding stuff, I know we heard a lot about Xavier doing a bunch of rebounding drills before they played you, but is that what it looked like?
I mean, some of it was physical strength issues. I mean, some of it was, was a 21-year-old versus Steph who's 18, and or it was Samson Johnson at a 50-pound, 40-pound weight disadvantage, getting pushed under the rim. I mean, if when you go back and watch the film, we started the process of blocking out, and what happened was we didn't hold our ground as offensive rebounders were. Pushing through and pushing us under the rim. We've got to hold the ground. We've got to hold our ground better once we block out, and then you're not allowed to push somebody in the back on blockouts. I mean, it's you have to, if you're going to call fouls against us, the way that they're being called, you also have to call that stuff in the paint. It was really physical in there.
Not having Donovan to carve out space, does that make a huge difference too in those situations?
Donovan changes everything. Donovan's presence changes everything on offense, changes everything on defense, changes everything on the backboard, makes everything easier for Samson, makes everything easier for every person involved in the program, players, coaches.
Right. Yeah. With Tristan, obviously his shooting numbers have dipped in the Big East. What's a way for him to get out of that?
I mean, sometimes he just gets stuck with the ball late in shot clock. Where he's got to bail us out. He's because of who he is and the responsibility he takes with our team. So, his numbers aren't going to be as efficient as other guys because he creates more and does more. I think he could get just maybe lost in the offense more. Let others get him quality shots and. He's probably the least person that I'm worried about going into any of these types of games. The guy he's got a chance if he really buckles in for these next 2 months to stake a claim to as good a 2-year run as anyone's had here in a while.
Talk about Donovan getting in shape. Did you have like a target weight that you wanted him to get there?
I want him to be in the 70s, 270 somewhere, just so we could get that, take the pressure off of his feet and then to get him to kind of running around like he was last year, flying around the court in the ball screen game in transition as a shot blocker. So he's looked good the last 2 days. And again, it's not, we haven't been saving him. He hasn't gone live until it's been about symptoms. It's been about weight. It's been about the medical team. It's it's a coin flip tomorrow, and it's basically how he feels after going back-to-back days.
What are your expectations for Haas going forward? Can he sustain what he's been doing, or is there even more in his tank that he can add to this team as his confidence grows?
This is what we envisioned when we recruited him. Obviously, there's there's always a player development part that comes into any player's recruitment into your program, right? Where they've got to improve a certain aspect or aspects of their game, and you can see the adjustment that he's made with his shooting. If you were to put a tracker on his basketball last year to this year in terms of the force that the ball was coming down upon into the cylinder because of an exaggerated arc, and he made some adjustments. He flattened out his shot. In the way that the ball, it's clean, and it looks clean every day, and he's worked hard to put himself in a position to be the type of player for us that like a Joey was for us last year, a Naheem was for us last year, a Donovan was for us last year, that off the bench, big impact.
Steph's not afraid to go in and mix it up rebounding-wise. Yeah. Is that something that you knew about him, or is that?
Yeah. I mean, Steph's, for a young guy, he's in the mix, and he was in the, Styles was, I think he learned some things in terms of just how hard you have to fight for position because of how physical things got on Sunday and how physical things have been. And he's got a different type of challenge, waiting him, guarding guys like Alexander and Shireman. I mean, he better, he should read 2 books tonight. He should do brain games. I mean, he should watch a TED Talk. I mean, he's going to get challenged in a way tomorrow versus Shireman, in terms of staying down, not taking the shot fakes, not losing him at different points defensively while he's ball watching and getting cut or giving up a 3. I mean, Shireman's teaches a master class on Chris Mullen-like stuff as a college player. I mean, he's so hard to guard.
Just haven't even asked you about number 1 yet, but have you noticed? Have the guys responded to that? Do you see it meaning something to them?
I think so. I think you assume that it's something that's happened all the time here, just because you see, that we've had 3 national championships here since we were last ranked first. So, listen, I think it's special because it wasn't preseason or the first 2 weeks in. It was in mid-season when we've dealt with a lot of adversity, and we're coming off of a great year, and we've lost a lot and dealt with a lot of adversity, and still been able to kind of fight our way to be able to hold this belt, and and that's kind of what it is when you're ranked first. It's it's not going to impact how you play in March or April. It's not going to impact whether you win the regular season Big East or the conference tournament, but you get a chance to hold the belt for college basketball for a little bit, or for as long as you could hold on to it, before somebody rips it out of your hands.
This great stretch with Creighton and Villanova, these are the type of weeks you have to play well to you want to win a regular season championship, of course.
Yeah, I think with Donovan on the verge of joining the group and the position that we've been able to put ourselves in. Obviously, we know the schedule is never going to be easy, and it's going to get harder as we go here, but his return is going to make us a much better team. I don't know that we're in any one game we feel because of how badly we started last year, and then that we've started better, and we've been missing one of the most impactful players in the country. I don't know that we're at the point where we feel that kind of unbelievable must-win type of pressure that we felt very early last year. But the best way to win the regular season is to stay in first place. But we also know what tomorrow's challenge is. One of the best teams in the country is coming in here tomorrow with a major problem on the interior for us, and we've struggled on the interior.
$2 beer night, you get a little boost from the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, listen, home. Who got that? Ed got that last year.
Yeah.
So Matt gets it this year. Big Matt gets it. Listen, you win at home not because you have a great history or even because you sell a lot of tickets. You win at home because it's an intimidating place to play. It's nonstop loud. It's hard to communicate. The fans are in it from the start, whether you're playing well or playing poorly. And just the crowd it's organized, it's chaotic, and you know, and it's loud from like the anthem all the way through. And I mean, you don't win home games because you have great history. You win because it's a brutal place to play, and we've played in some brutal places this year. Kansas, you know, Xavier have been some really, really tough places to play, and we need that tomorrow. We need a crowd where the bench is never going like this, where they're doing that to each other.